Hey everyone, it's SewCraftyAG, and today's video is going to be some sewing tips and tricks for beginners and just for everyone's sewing clothes for your American Girl dolls. So I did a video like this about a year ago, but I decided to remake it to make it better and also to have some more tips and tricks for all of you guys that are wanting to start out sewing for your dolls or just want to improve. So let's get started. Okay, so my first tip is to use a pattern. So I like to get my patterns from Liberty Jane off the website Pixie Fair. So some of my favorites are the peplum top, trendy t-shirt, the swimsuit, leggings, and the halter top, and I'm going to link some of those in the description so you guys can go check them out for yourself. Sewing with a pattern makes it really easy, and also your likelihood of it turning out I'd say increases just because it's been practiced, it's been tried out, so it should fit them. My next tip is to use correct scale fabric. So this is important. So for example, Willow is wearing a shirt with polka dots on it. This is the right scale for her because if they were like polka dots that would be sized for humans, it would look a little off and it wouldn't look like the clothes are made for dolls. So I'd recommend using correct scale fabric. So this is an example of a correct scale fabric. So as you can see, the print is small enough that it looks like it's made for the dolls. And this is an example of not a correct scale. It would look really bad on them. It would look kind of off if they were wearing clothes with it. So yeah. My next tip is to practice with cheap fabric before sewing projects with expensive fabric. So if you just got a new pattern and you want to try it out, I recommend doing it with some fabric that is from a thrift store or you didn't pay very much money for it, and really practice until you get the hang of it and it starts to look really good. And then you can use more expensive fabric or fabric you really wanted to use to sew it. This way you don't waste a bunch of money on your first time using some super expensive fabric from a fabric store. My next tip is to save money by using thrift store clothing. So thrift store clothing is cheap and you can find the clothing in the right scale for your dolls, and you can find exactly what you're looking for, and often the clothing or the fabric type is what you want because it was actual clothing. Because if you buy like actual fabric from like a thrift store, sometimes the fabric is not the right thickness or it's made for other things. So it's really helpful to buy clothes from thrift stores, or if you don't feel comfortable by buying clothes from thrift stores, you could go to like Walmart or Target and just buy some cheap clothing there. My next tip is to use clothing you wear or see in stores as inspiration. This makes your doll's closet as realistic as possible, and probably you'll have the best turnout sewing. My next tip is to cut out your pattern pieces carefully and follow the hem and seam measurements. So if you don't cut properly, your project may not fit your dolls because some of them are made to be pretty tight. So, and following hem and seam measurements. So if it says to do a 1/4 inch seam, then you probably should do a 1/4 inch seam, because if you do too much, it's obviously going to be too small. And if you do not do enough, then it'll be too big in your dolls. So just follow the directions exactly, and then you should hopefully have the best turnout of your project. My next tip is to sew slowly and carefully and use pins. So really take your time when you're making these clothes, because you're gonna have the best results, and it's also a lot of fun to just put like a movie on while you pin and cut out your fabric. Then since you're pinning it and cutting it out carefully, your turnout will be better. And my last tip, and I think the most important one, is practice. The more you sew, the better you'll be at it. So I've been sewing for quite a few years, so I have definitely improved. If you guys would like to see some of my terrible sewing projects that I've done in the past, I'm going to link that video in the description, and also you can click on the eye in the top corner. So you should go check that out, because I had some pretty terrible sewing, but it's definitely improved, but there's still so much more I could improve on, and that's why I keep on practicing. So I think you guys should keep on practicing too. If you haven't started sewing yet, then definitely try it out. It's a lot of fun, and it's way cheaper than buying from American Girl. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and all the links to things I talked about in this video will be in the description, so you guys should go check that out. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my videos. Give this video a like if you like to sew for your dolls, and comment down below some videos you would like to see me do in the future, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!